this particular assignment, we used the thinking routine as the 3-to-1 bridge, where they're asked to demonstrate their initial thinking before their presentation. They do 3 initial thoughts, 2 questions, and 1 analogy. And then the bridge is to see how their thinking progressed from their initial thoughts to after they've learned new information. What are some of the routines that we've worked with so far?
3-to-1 bridge.
3-to-1 bridge, that's the one we're going to use today. Have we done another thinking routine?
Yeah. Think, puzzle, explore.
Think, puzzle, explore. In our class, we've been working with different thinking routines, which have exposed the children to the language of thinking, really. So when we introduce new thinking routines, they make connections to prior ones that we've used. For instance, when we first started with the 3-to-1 bridge, when I gave them instructions as to what was required in each part, they made connections to the think, puzzle, explore.
When you puzzle something, you could think, if you forget something, you could maybe do it again, and that's how you puzzle.
When we do something, we can do it again.
You puzzle the words in your head, and then you raise your hand, and then the teacher picks you if you already have your thoughts in order.
If your thoughts in order. And when we do an analogy, what do we do? What are we doing when we do an analogy?
Compare stuff.
It compares something together. You go put it in your mind.
We compare something together, maybe something we have in our mind or thoughts that we have about 2 things that maybe are alike. For this particular routine, we were working on our theme, which was We Are the World, where we're learning about people and cultures and other places around the world. And for this assignment, the children were asked to present on a particular country. The country for this one was Italy. And I wanted to see how their thinking progressed from their initial thoughts and what they knew initially to see how through research and presentations they could learn from each other and their thinking could evolve.
This flag is not that the same because it has an eagle on a cactus eating a snake.
Okay, so they're different because they're the same because they're the same colors, and they're different because has an eagle on cactus
And a snake.
eating snake. With the 3-to-1 bridge, the nice thing was the analogy, because although they're so young, that they're in kindergarten, it was very difficult for them to understand that initially, but it was still a good means for them to make connections and comparisons. So although they didn't know how to word an exact analogy, they were still making connections between between background information that they had and prior knowledge and the new information that they were learning. So what are we going to compare? Of all the things that we've talked about, what can we compare? Think about it. So pizza is to Italy like pasta is to Italy? Or to some, okay, so pasta is to Italy like what? What other food can we compare it to?
Pizza. Fruits.
Fruits is to where?
Right.
To what place? Because remember, we're doing our analogy. We did pizza and pasta to Italy because they're from there. So we can do fruits are to what place? What's this?
Central and South Africa.
Central and South Africa. And why would you say that they're from there? Why not Miami? Why do you think fruits are to Central South Africa?
Because I saw it on the poster.
It's on this poster of Central and South Africa, and it's in the past we've been working with different routines just to expose them to the different kinds of routines. It's Italy. Why are we doing it again? Why are we doing this routine again?
Because we know more about Italy now.
We know more about Italy.
St. Mark's Square.
What did you learn new about St. Mark's Square?
There's carnivores.
Using the thinking routines opens the door to new possibilities or experiences. For instance, during her presentation, although her focus was the Colosseum, once she explained that battles and wars took place there, it caught the children's interest and they went in that direction. So you know that even though we hadn't talked about war before, it was a way, and it could have initiated a new discussion. What do we think about wars and fights, Shayna?
They challenge a war because they don't like each other, or they challenge a war between the two states and they